there! This is Leah Waters, soon to be Leah Miller. You work with my future husband, Trevor Miller. I just wanted to reach out and thank you again for agreeing to give the guest of honor speech at our wedding. To think the CEO of the company my husband works at would be in attendance, let alone agree to give a speech. We are so excited for you to come. My husband has told me so much about you already. He always says how you're caring and smart and always know just how to make a situation go your way. As his wife, I cannot wait for the day when I finally get to meet you in person. Huh? After all, my husband, Trevor, is just a low-ranking employee at your company. So for the CEO to take the time out of his schedule to come to our lucky day must mean he's a valuable asset. He must really do good work if you are close enough to him to give a speech at his wedding. Wait, I just realized. Does that mean he's kind of like a rising star at work? As his soon-to-be wife, it is my duty to stick by his side no matter what. But I must admit, it would be nice to see him get a promotion or two. Can we back up a minute? Our futures are in your hands. Not only his, but mine too. If you catch my drift. How so? I guess you could call it fate we ended up around the same circles. Maybe when you have some free time, we could get to know each other a little better. It could be just the two of us if my husband is busy at work even. I've won beauty pageants all throughout middle school and high school. So at least if we have nothing to talk about over lunch, you'd at least have something nice to look at. Don't worry, I'm more than just my looks though. I have other talents as well. For example, I know how to keep a secret. Okay, I'm sorry. Leah? I'm just sitting here reading through all of this thinking, what are you talking about? Out of nowhere, I start getting a bunch of weird texts from an old classmate. I am utterly bewildered right now. A what? An old classmate? Yeah, a long time no see, or talk, I guess. I'm Paige. Paige Shepard. We went to high school together. Do you remember me? What? Paige? Pizza Face Paige? I must have the wrong number. What a cruel world we live in for me to have to sit here talking to you again. Please never call me that again. We're not in high school anymore. Also, you messaged me. No one is making you talk to me. I obviously didn't mean to. I was looking for the CEO of my husband's workplace. What kind of sick joke is this that I ended up going to you instead? Excuse me? I asked my husband what his boss's number was. I thought I put it in right. The messages went through, so I thought I was talking to him. So why did it send my messages to someone else? Not to mention that of all the people in the world they could have gone to, they went to an old high school nobody. Are we done here? God, my husband. Can he do anything right? How could he get his own boss's phone number wrong? Now because of him, I look ridiculous. Why are you pushing the blame onto him? You're the one who's been sending me all of these crazy texts. You're also the one being aggressive, calling me a nobody. You're making yourself look ridiculous. Shut up, nobody! Well, I guess this is a kind of fate, too. I guess while I've got you here, I might as well let you in on how my life's been going. Once a loser, always a loser, after all. You probably have nothing going for yourself, so I'll tell you what it's like to have a life. Huh? As you probably know, I'm planning a wedding. We already signed the marriage certificate last week, so we're technically already married, but we're going to have a big, expensive wedding for our friends and family in a couple of weeks. My fiancé is an elite worker of a large corporation. Great salary. A man truly worthy of me. He's the most successful one out of all the employees the company hired around that time. Of course, we have tons in savings. He is the future of the company, and he's the greatest husband in the world. Sounds like a really great guy. Sure is. He's so so great. You don't have a chance getting a man like him in your entire life. Also, the venue for the wedding is the most extravagant place I've ever seen. And he's such an important part of the company that the CEO of the corporation will stop everything he's doing just to be there for us. Ah, I see. That's why you've been talking about a guest of honor speech. A wedding with a great man and great guests. Talk about an impossible dream for a nobody like you. Yeah, I guess you're right. I haven't had anything that romantic happen in my life as of yet. I knew you'd still be single. Ha! I guess that was to be expected though, right? After all, you have so many pimples that everyone started calling you Pizza Face Paige. Ha ha! You probably haven't changed a bit. Still the ugly loser you've always been. Well, I don't know if I go quite that far. My childhood acne already went away. Also, I told you to stop calling me that. There's no point in stirring up old high school drama. Can we just act like adults here? It doesn't matter how adult we get, or how old we are. You are, and forever will be, Pizza Face Paige. Okay. Sorry for the wrong number. Bye-bye.
Sorry to text you after work hours, boss. There's just something I want to make sure of. Did you happen to get any rude texts from my fiancé today? She told me about some really awful texts she sent earlier, and I just wanted to make sure they weren't to you.
Yep, she did. Trust me, I wish she hadn't, but I got each and every single one of them. Out of nowhere, she just started sending me the most unbelievable things.
Oh dear God, no. What is her problem? I had some hope you might not have seen those texts, because she was talking crazy. Something about me messing up my own boss's phone number. No such luck, I see.
No luck for either of us, you could say.
Sorry, I'm just ranting at this point. I am so sorry for what she said. It doesn't even matter if you agreed to give a speech at our wedding. To think she would reach out to my boss and text them so casually. Even that alone is bad enough. Not to mention what she actually ended up saying. I promise I'm going to have a serious talk with her about the gravity of the situation she's put us all in.
You don't need to do that. Don't worry about it. She seemed so happy knowing her husband's boss was coming to her wedding. She just couldn't contain her excitement, so she reached out. I understand. You don't have to worry about whatever position she put you in. I'm more than mature enough to be able to let this one slide.
Oh my God, thank you so much. I was about to have a heart attack from all this stress. I never would have given her the number if I knew she would have said those things. At first, I told her she could just text you with my phone if she really wanted to thank you. But she said she needed to talk to you privately. She said she wanted to make sure you didn't say certain things during the speech or something. It didn't totally make sense to me at the time. We're usually very open with each other, so it bothered me that she was being so cryptic. But I trusted her enough not to say the kinds of things she ended up saying.
By the way, it doesn't seem to have occurred to her that I might be the company's CEO. So, to avoid any unnecessary embarrassment, let's just forget this ever happened, shall we?
What? What do you mean it didn't occur to her that you're the CEO? Who else did she think she was talking to? She was texting the number I told her was my boss's.
I think she has an assumption that all CEOs are men. She kept referring to the CEO as him. So I don't think it even occurred to her that I am the boss around here. That's probably why she assumed you had given her the wrong number.
Oh, is that why? I had no idea what she was talking about. Not that that makes it any better. That's sexist of her to assume the CEO is a man. She just thought you couldn't be the CEO because you're a woman? I never would have expected that from her.
It's fine, really. I don't care. In my line of work, you have to deal with those kinds of biases and side comments all the time. I'm a lot tougher than I was back in high school. Those kinds of small things don't bother me anymore. Never mind that, though. You have a wedding to worry about. Good luck with everything. I'll see you there. I'll make sure not to embarrass you too badly with my guest of honor speech.
Much obliged. I can only imagine some of the things you might say. Whatever you do, don't tell them about the time I fell asleep on my first day on the job. I was exhausted and technically still on my break for another 22 and a half seconds, according to my calculations. But yeah, I trust you to make the best speech. You always do. Thank you for agreeing to still do it despite everything.
You have a lot of nerve showing up at my wedding, pizza face Paige. I don't want your dirty pimples ruining my amazing venue. What are you trying to do? Spread your acne to everyone else here?
Seriously?
Would you give me a break already? How dare you crash my luxurious wedding just because you're jealous of everything I have and you don't? If you don't want me calling security, you better get out of here before they show up. Nobody. No one wants you here, pizza face Paige.
Hold on a sec. I actually do have an invitation. That's why I was even let into the venue in the first place.
Oh, really? Is that how you interpreted my text the other day?
Huh?
I didn't think I'd need to say this, but the only reason I texted you the other day was because I thought you were someone else. The messages just so happened to go to you instead of to my husband's boss. That's all. Oh my god, you poor little thing. Don't even tell me. I hope you didn't take my messages as a sign I wanted to become friends. Did you really think those messages were an invitation to my wedding? How desperate can you be? It's bad enough you're that ugly, but now you have the intellect to match?
Excuse me?
Why would I invite you here? We just happened to be in the same classes throughout middle school and high school. We weren't even friends then, so why are you here? Go home.
Listen, I know you like to spam me with multiple messages so I don't have time to even get a sentence in, but can I talk now? I'll say it again, just so we're on the same page. I really did get an invitation to your wedding. So you can say,
I didn't invite you,
or go home until you're blue in the face. But are you sure you really want me to leave? I just want to make sure I'm totally getting you.
Obviously, I did not invite you. Huh. Who would want your ugly pimple face making their important day uglier? Don't even try to act holier than thou just because we grew up. People don't change. You do not belong at a wedding this beautiful.
Oh, I don't belong.
Nobody asked for a nobody. Go home. This is my important day. You're in the wrong face at the wrong time.
Okay, well, I guess your guest of honor speech is canceled then.
What?
If you want me gone, fine. I'll leave right here and now. Just make sure to adjust everyone's program for today's reception. Good luck explaining to all your guests why there's no speech.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Why would the guest of honor speech be canceled just because you left? You have no right to decide what does or does not happen at my wedding. This has nothing to do with you. Stop being so random and weird.
You still don't get it, do you? I was supposed to give the guest of honor speech. I am the guest of honor. I am the CEO of your husband's company.
What? That is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. You're a CEO? You?
Yep, sure am. The very same girl you used to always call Pizza Face Paige in middle school and high school. I never would have imagined the wife of one of my employees would be the Leah Waters. Miracles really do exist.
Are you joking? I don't believe a word of this. Don't go around telling people lies about making it in life. Not that anyone would believe you anyway. Women shouldn't even be running companies. That's a man's job. There's no way anyone would let you be the boss.
Really?
You're Pizza Face Paige, after all. You had so many pimples back in school that people actually used to laugh at how ugly you were. You were the laughingstock of the school. Who would believe you turned that around and became a CEO?
It's called childhood acne for a reason.
And it doesn't matter what clique you were allowed in school. Anyone can become a CEO. You probably don't remember how much effort I started putting into my schoolwork. No? Everyone thought you were so beautiful back then. You practically ran the school. People you liked were popular. People you didn't like were social outcasts. Fortunately and unfortunately for me, you essentially hated me, so I didn't have any social life. So I took all my free time and studied. While you and your friends skipped class, went to parties, and attended all the school sporting events, I was studying. I was being diligent. I was actually doing my homework. Thanks to you, I worked hard enough to be able to take over my uncle's business and become CEO. Your uncle's business? I always looked up to my uncle when I was growing up. I always told him I would work hard so I could take over the company after he retired. It was all thanks to my hard work over the years that I was able to make it here. Now I work hard so my employees can follow in my footsteps. You're not serious, are you? The last CEO, my uncle, always took such great care of his employees and treated them like family. That's why whenever any of them had a wedding or anything, he always made sure to send a gift no matter how high up the corporate ladder they are. And if they invited them to their wedding, it didn't matter when or where he was. He'd be there. I really admire that about him, so I've carried on the tradition after he retired. It doesn't matter who it is. If one of my employees invites me to their wedding, I'm going to go. So, what? Trevor's not the future of the company like I thought he was? You didn't agree to come because of how important he is. You would have come regardless of who it was that invited you? Of course. I've probably been to about 10 weddings now since I took over this position. I do value Trevor as an important part of our company, but he's no more important than anyone else. Oh my god! This is not how I wanted today to go! First you tell me you really are the CEO. Now you're telling me my husband's not the rising star of the company like I thought he was? You, of all people, pimple-ridden pizza-face Paige! Again with that name. But yeah, our school years together really were the worst years of my life. No matter how good my grades were and how hard I studied, I could never get away from you always hunting me down, screaming out, "Pizza Face Paige!" down every hall I walked through. Chasing me until a teacher stopped us, telling me you'd pop my pimples for me. I still remember that time you went into the janitor's closet, found a filthy water-filled bucket, and helped me down while you wiped my face with the dirty washcloth that was in it. Do you have any idea how embarrassing that was for me? Gross, too. What? Did I do something like that? Okay, how about this one then? Do you remember the first time you signed me up for the school beauty pageant against my wishes? I remember you said, "If you're in the running, there's no way I'd lose. Ha ha ha." Oh yeah. So you wrote my name down on the sign-up sheet to make a fool out of me. Then I had to get up on stage and go through that horrible humiliation. Do you even remember how many times you did that to me in middle school and high school? Of course you won them all, Leah. You had all your friends enter alongside you and intentionally mess up so you would look good. If anyone outside of your friend group would try to enter, you'd start torturing them too. Everyone knows they were rigged from the start. Well, yeah, but we didn't mean anything by it. One day I hope you realize it doesn't matter what your intentions are. When you continually hurt somebody, they don't remember you for your intentions. Well, I guess I'll be off now since that's what you told me to do. Enjoy your amazing wedding with your amazing husband. Feel free to keep the wedding gift I got you, since it's already wrapped and paid for.
Hey, boss. I know now might not be a great time, but words cannot express how sorry I am for the things my wife has said to you. At this point, it doesn't even matter anymore whether or not she knows you are my boss. To chase you away from the wedding as if you're a wedding crasher?
Don't worry about it, Trevor. Really. She didn't chase me away as her husband's boss. She chased me away as an old classmate she didn't get along with. That's all. You have nothing to apologize for. I promise you.
You were classmates? Why didn't you get along?
We just happened to be in the same classes throughout all of middle school and high school. It's just unfortunate that we did not get along at all. My entire student life, Leah treated me like dirt, bullying me for being ugly and having childhood acne. She made my life a living nightmare. Everywhere I went and everything I did, I was met with ridicule either by her or by one of her friends trying to curry favor with her.
What? She singled you out like that? What kinds of things would she do? Was it mostly physical or mental abuse?
Since she's your wife, you must have heard her boast several times by now about her pride and joy. All those beauty pageant trophies she's won.
Yeah, of course. She still has a shrine dedicated to them in our bedroom. Why?
That's because her competition was a girl like me with acne that she strong-armed into joining against her will. She had so much influence in our school, she only let people she could beat enter the competition. So of course she won them all.
Are you kidding me? Do you have any idea how many times she's told me stories about those pageants? So, they were all just rigged, essentially. That's incredible. I never would have known. You know, I never said anything, but I always thought it was kind of odd that she was so popular and well-liked in high school, but isn't in touch with any of her former classmates anymore. Not a single one.
She was popular in the sense that there would be consequences for anyone who spoke ill about her. Like I said, if she didn't like you, you were labeled a loser or a nobody. She doesn't seem to like me anymore now that we're both adults either. She almost word for word said today, "No one wants you here, ugly." So I guess I'm leaving. I'm sorry for telling you all these things on what's supposed to be one of the happiest days of your life. Also, I'm sorry I won't be able to deliver the guest of honor speech like I promised you.
Don't even mention it. You have absolutely nothing to apologize for. I'm the one who should be apologizing. My wife is going to hear an earful about this one. Come what may, if she wants this marriage starting off on the right foot, expect to receive a full apology from her in the coming days.
Hey, while you're at it, could you tell her about a little thing called morality? Also, I don't know if I'm saying this too late, but I hope you signed a prenup.
What do you mean?
I mean, she shouldn't be inviting men who are not her husband to go dine with her while you're at work. You might want to let her know that that kind of thing is wildly inappropriate, or it might cause even more trouble for you in your new marriage.
What is that supposed to mean? Did that happen? Did she tell you that? If there's anything you think I should know before her and I get too far into this, please let me know now.
I'm sorry I haven't said something about this sooner. I was really torn about it. My heart told me to say something, but my brain couldn't see past my own bias, I guess. I can't hide the fact that I don't have a high opinion of her. But I do have a high opinion of you, and I don't want my personal feelings about her to get in the way of your relationship. You know what I mean? I guess you could say I didn't think it was my place to say anything, given our history. Anyway, you've asked, so here goes. Well, when she first contacted me before the wedding, before she realized who I was, she thought I was a male in a position of power. Before I had even said hello to her, she started sending me suggestive texts about us going to get a bite to eat while you're still at work. She said, and I quote, I guess you could call it fate we ended up around the same circles. Maybe when you have some free time, we could get to know each other a little better. Love heart.
OMG.
Oh, it didn't end there. Trust me, I wish it had. I've won beauty pageants all throughout middle school and high school. So at least if we have nothing to talk about over lunch, you'd at least have something nice to look at. Winky face, love heart. Don't worry, I'm more than just my looks though, winky face. I have other talents as well. For example, I know how to keep a secret. Love heart. I couldn't believe how confidently she invited me out like that. Before she even knew who I was.
I can't believe this is happening. How could she ask out her husband's boss like that? I'm lost for words.
Well, good luck with that. I genuinely hope the best for you, Trevor. Again, I'm sorry I didn't say something before today. I'll see you at work next week, okay? Enjoy your time off till then. And again, these are all things your new bride is doing. You are not at fault. You've done nothing wrong, you hear me? I understand that, and I promise not to let it affect our standing at work if you don't. I hope you two have a great time at what I could clearly see was a very expensive wedding. What have you done? Trevor called off our wedding because of you! He's even talking about us getting a divorce! What are you trying to do? Ruin everything in my life? How jealous can you possibly be to be so cruel? That's got nothing to do with me. All I did was go home like you told me to. I'm not responsible for whatever fallout occurred because of that. How dare you? You're the one who actually left and made things turn out the way they did. So I'd say it kind of does have something to do with you? Nope. It doesn't have a single thing to do with me. Because you are the sole cause of your wedding being canceled and your marriage ending in divorce. Excuse you? How am I at fault? Don't act all high and mighty just because you're a CEO now, pizza face Paige. You really can't help yourself, can you? It doesn't matter how much money or status you have now. You're still the same nobody loser you always were. You can never escape your past as the pimple-ridden laughingstock of school. You never have any hope of beating me in life. So don't try to start drama in other people's lives to try and bring them down to your level. I should be the one telling you not to act high and mighty. Leah, please don't see me as that same little girl who would always do as she's told. We're not in school anymore. You're not the popular girl anymore. And society does not bend to your every beck and call. You are right about one thing. I can never escape my past. But I can learn to live with it. And I can do my best today. That's a little something called character development. It comes hand in hand with growing up. I took my skincare regimen seriously since adulthood, and don't have a single pimple anymore. Then I became a CEO and directly oversee your husband. Not to mention, our company also has a close partnership with the company your parents work at. Really? You're serious? My parents? Your parents do work at Cyan Industries, right? We're actually their largest trade partner. Didn't you know that? Your father is actually my main business contact there. He handles all of our business deals together. We do business together all the time. What? No way! You're lying. I would have heard about this by now. You're trying to tell me you know my parents? I never said anything to your parents about it since it's not work-related. But they have mentioned you when they said they had a daughter around my age, and how amazing and professional they think I am for being in the position I am now, despite how young I am. You know, now that I think about it, maybe it's you who has no chance beating me in life. First, your husband tells you he's going to get a divorce. Then your parents say they're going to disown you. You've got it pretty rough. Disown me? They never said that. They would never say that. You can claim that as much as you'd like, but I actually ran into them on my way out the door. They ran over to me to exchange pleasantries. They both dress up so well, and were positively beaming with excitement over your marriage. They asked if I had met you yet, which is when I finally told them about our past together. They were listening very intently the entire time. Oh. I told them the reason I was leaving so suddenly, and everything about what their daughter said to me. At first, they were hesitant to believe it, but the texts kind of speak for themselves, don't they? I wonder what they're going to say to you next time they see you. OMG! 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 My parents have been calling me nonstop. They've been texting me nonstop too. They want to know what's happening and for me to explain everything. They must have already talked to Trevor by now. I think it's great that after all the evidence they've seen, they still want to hear your side of the story. They really are great parents. They probably want to give everyone an equal say before making any permanent decisions. Be sure to keep your composure when you tell them everything from your side. About how the classmate you used to torture became the head honcho of the large corporation your entire family deals with. But without even realizing that, you called her all the worst things, from a nobody to a loser to ugly to pizza faced, etc., etc., etc. Despite all the chances she gave you to move past everything like adults, you kept saying things like, "People can never change," or "You can't escape the past." Be sure to also tell them that despite the fact that you love to talk down to other people, the only one who hasn't changed since high school, Leah, is you. You can't escape the past. You still think yourself is the center of the universe. You don't even realize that no one else is by your side because you've pushed them all away. I can't tell them anything. I don't care what you can or cannot tell them. It's not my problem anymore. You are not my problem anymore. Anyway, I've got a lot of paperwork to do, so I'll stop responding now. What? You have to help me! We were close once. You can't just abandon me in my time of need. I'm sorry if you ever took my jokes the wrong way. I never meant to make you feel like we weren't friends. We just happened to be in the same class. We were never even friends. Those are messages you sent me today. Why would I feel any sort of obligation to help you? Besides, I don't know if I would call a mean girl-victim relationship to be close. Because... Listen, Leah, I'm done. I have said all I needed to say, and I have heard more than I ever wanted to hear from you. I have more important things to be doing than to entertain your vanity any longer. I moved around my entire schedule to be at your wedding today. Now I've got a lot of things to catch up on. And with that, I bid you farewell, Leah Miller. Actually, I guess I should call you Leah Waters, since that's going to be your name again soon. With their wedding canceled, Leah's parents confronted her to hear her side of the story. I'm told they were as white as banshees listening to their daughter whine about how unfair everything is. My favorite part was when Trevor told me Leah's parents audibly gasped when they heard her call me pimple-popping pizza-face Paige. I also heard that they finalized their divorce immediately following the wedding. After that, Leah was told by her parents not to ruin their lives along with hers. Of course, her parents are doing well. We've been working even closer ever since. They almost treat me like their own daughter at this point. Leah was thrown out of their home, not surprisingly, and she actually tried to come looking to me for help, of all people. She's apparently been asking around for me, trying to arrange a face-to-face meeting. For a while, she did try messaging me directly, but I blocked her number after the first couple of attempts. She's also banned from our company's premises. It was admittedly a guilty pleasure watching her be escorted out by security after she threatened to do the same at her wedding. She's even trying to reach out to our other classmates to try and get back in their good favors, but all of them seem to be turning her away too. Saying something along the lines of, "We're adults now. You're only talking to us because you want something. Stop bothering us and leave us alone." No one, to my knowledge, has given her the time of day. Even the so-called friends she used to have in high school only remember her now as the bossy, stuck-up girl that always used to talk down to them. I guess she's not so popular anymore. I will hand it to her. She has taught me one thing. I guess people really do change, and not always for the better. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please consider hitting the like button. Subscribe for more stories like this. See you next time.